Hi everyone, welcome to this Wednesday's video. My name is Angela. I started the Money Messenger project as a way of imparting some of my knowledge with regards to financial planning. I've been working in financial planning for the last 20 years and I think I've learned a thing or two about money. So I'm here to share some of my knowledge with you so that you can get more out of your life using just the money you have now, even if all you have is your income. So today's video, we're talking about how to travel the world for $100 a week. For those of you that know me, you know I love my travel. So today I thought I'd do a video sharing some of my secrets with regards to holiday planning and traveling and how I'm able to afford to do so. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a very, very simple concept, but it's an extremely effective way of saving for the holiday that you want. For those of you that are joining me live, please shout out, wave. I love to see who's watching live with me now. Please comment in the box where you're watching from so I can see just how far this Money Messenger project is reaching. So let's get started. Today we're talking about how to travel the world for $100 a week. The key to traveling regularly is to save. I'm going to share with you today how I manage to save and travel for my holidays and traveling because, like I said, I love my travel. It's a very, very simple concept and it all revolves around saving. Saving regularly, saving consistently, but saving a small amount, not a big amount, and avoiding personal debt. If you avoid personal debt, you have more money in your pocket so that you can then save. So let's get started. I love travel, so I have a separate bank account that I save $100 a week into. I've been doing it for forever and it works well. The key to traveling very often is to be able to save money. If you save starting young, starting today, a small amount consistently, it adds up over time and it's really not that noticeable to your budget. So for me, I always pay myself first. It's really important that you do that because if you try and save money after you pay taxes, rent, groceries, petrol station, all that, it's really hard to do. So you've heard in some of my past videos probably that I mentioned paying yourself first, saving first, doing your savings first, then paying all your other bills. So for me, I have a separate bank account that I earmark for travel because my travel is ongoing. I love it. It's what I live for. It's why I work, breathe, sleep, and eat. In that bank account, I save $100 a week. I save it as soon as I pay myself because I'm self-employed. As soon as I pay myself, I have a bank transfer that I set up, which transfers $100 a week into my travel bank account. And I do that every single week without fail. Now, some trips will cost more than $100 a week, some trips will cost less, but it all evens out in the end. The point I'm making with this video is you need to start saving. Saving a small amount regularly is much more powerful than trying to save a large amount in a shorter space of time, and it will be a lot less noticeable to your budget. By doing that, by saving and having money available to you, you avoid the temptation of taking out personal debt, which is bad debt. I'm talking personal loans, I'm talking credit cards, I'm talking payday type loans, that type of thing. That costs money. It's expensive. To go and borrow money that isn't yours to buy things costs interest, especially when they're short-term loans, credit cards, personal loans, payday loans. That's convenience, and convenience costs money. So if you have savings available to you, you stay away from personal debt. You have no need to get personal debt. You need to be prepared when it comes to traveling and budgeting and everything money. And that's all it is. It really is so simple. It's about being prepared, saving first, then spending. Never spend money that's not yours, especially for lifestyle. That's the way that you'll financially cripple yourself. Because when you take out a loan, credit card, payday type loan, there's interest to pay to the lender, to the bank. That's for them lending you the money, usually at short notice, usually with no security, so they want to be paid. So whenever you're borrowing money, you're essentially taking away from your future self. Let's have a look at that further. Say I come across a lot of people that want to go on holiday. They get invited to go to Europe in a few months' time by a friend and they want to go. Who would want to miss out on that? Problem is, a lot of people don't have regular savings because, you know, life gets in the way. What you're doing today is more important than what's going to be happening in 2 months' time. So they don't have any savings, but they want to go on the holiday. So they go and take out a personal loan or a credit card. Let's just stick to a personal loan now, just to keep it easy. So personal loans usually have a term, which is the time you have to repay the loan, of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, for example. Say you go and take out a $5,000 loan for 1 year because you want to go to Europe and have some spending money and you don't want to miss out. And there's no way you can save $5,000 in the next couple of months when your friends want to go. By the time you pay that loan back, now let's assume a 14% interest rate, because that's pretty much what they are right now in Australia. They do fluctuate. Sometimes they're higher or lower, but right now they're around 14%. By the time you pay that $5,000 back over a 1 year term, for example, once you come back from your holiday, you would have paid $387 extra to the bank. That's the interest. That's the bank's earnings for giving you $5,000 so you can go to Europe. Is that a lot of money? It is to some people. The problem is, what if you take out a loan the next year and the next year and you want to go on a holiday annually and you never quite get in front of being able to save up for your holiday because you're constantly paying for a loan in the past that you already took out? But the thing with personal loans is that quite often they're not just for a year. They're for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, especially when they're for a car, for example. If you take out that $5,000 and you have a 2 year term, by the time you pay that back in 2 years, you would have paid $762 extra for your holiday. Honestly, I don't see a lot of personal loans that have a 2 year term. That's quite short because it means the repayments are going to be a lot higher each time you have to pay that money back each week or each month. So quite often I see people with a term of, say, 3 years for their personal loan. So if you take out a personal loan for $5,000 to go to Europe with your friends with a 3 year term thinking, yeah, I can pay that back. It's about $39 a week I'll have to pay back. Not only are you coming back from your holiday to debt, which can add some stress and take away from some of the enjoyment of your holiday, but the repayments, by the time you've paid that back over 3 years, you would have paid back an extra $1,152 to the bank. That means you're paying $6,152 for a $5,000 holiday. That's 23% extra compared to someone that saves for it. So the important thing is to save first, spend after, not the other way around. You need to avoid the pitfalls of personal debt so that you can keep your savings intact so that you can travel often. I don't have personal debt, as in bad debt. I never have, because when I was raised, my mum drummed into me, never borrow money that's not yours for something that you want to buy. You just don't do it. Now, I'm not talking about buying a home because that's very, very different. That can be a financial asset, and you know, a lot of people can't afford to save up enough to buy a house over their lifetime. That's completely different to what I'm talking about. Today, I'm talking about traveling. Traveling is a luxury, a want to, not a have to. But if you want to be able to do it, I consider it a have to in my life, you need to be prepared for it. So don't wait until your friends invite you to a trip to Europe in a couple of months. Start saving for it now, because those travel opportunities will come up. You may not have any plans right now for a trip, but you definitely will. And believe you me, when you have savings at your disposal, you definitely find opportunities to travel more because you're open to the idea, you have the money ready to go, you're prepared. So don't spend more money that's not yours. The thing with personal debt, the funny thing, the ironic thing is that to save the same amount of money will cost you less and take a lesser amount of time if you save that money instead of borrowing it. For example, that's because you're not paying the interest. For example, that $5,000 holiday, say you want to go to Europe, for you to be able to repay that loan over 3 years, it's going to cost you about $39 a week to repay a loan. That's to repay the principal and also the interest. But if you save up $5,000 over 3 years, you only need to save up $32. So you could pay $39 to the bank after the fact once you take out a loan, but you can't afford to save $32 now. Something definitely wrong there. And it's just about being prepared. When people are prepared, they don't stress, they don't fret about money, they don't feel the need to take personal debt. So remember, to save an amount of money is cheaper and faster than to borrow it, always, because there's no interest to be paid. So you can save for your holidays much faster if you don't pay interest to a bank. So with regards to traveling the world for $100 a week, start saving $100 a week into a bank account. It's going to be a lot cheaper for you to be able to pay for your holidays if you save cash into a bank account now and be prepared versus taking out a loan at a later date. And that's how I do it. And it works. It's just about being consistent. Saving is very boring, but it's a necessity. It's what you need to do. The amounts may be different. If you earn high income, you can save more per week. If you earn a lower income, save a little less per week. But the key is to pay yourself first before your other bills. Do your savings first and be consistent every single week. And over an average year, you will find that you will be able to save and then travel anywhere you like because you have the savings available. And while some trips will cost more than $5,000 a year, some trips will cost less, it all evens out in the end. And you'll be surprised that if you go on a more expensive holiday one year, to top up that normal savings account that you have by a little extra is not that hard. But to all of a sudden come up with $5,000 to go to Europe can be quite tough for some people, for most people. So to travel the world for $100 a week, just start your savings today. That's all you need to do and be consistent. That's what I do. I'm sharing from the heart today about what I do and it does work. So there is no magic cure, magic answer as to how to get things that you want today other than by saving for them. That's it. Just be prepared. Don't spend money that's not yours. Start your savings today and be consistent. That's it for me today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you like what you saw and want to see more from me, please subscribe to the Money Messenger website, which is www.moneymessenger.com.au. I do videos like this every Wednesday and I hope to see you at the next video. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.